Hello everyone, Mali Ponfadith here, CEO of the SOAR Community Network and co-founder of SOAR Community Nebula. We are interviewing 1,000 community champions this year. That's the goal. And today we have Kristina Liu with us. Kristina, thank you so much for being a part of our initiative.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Mali, for inviting me.
Absolutely. So we like to start the interview by asking you to share with our audience who you are and the work that you're currently doing in the world.
So my name is Kristina Liu. I am Chinese-born American. So I was born in China, moved to the US when I was 14. I did high school and university in the US and worked for 4 years in the US in Chicago and in LA. So my first 2 degrees, my bachelor and first master degree was in accounting. And I also worked in accounting for 4 years in public accounting as well as internal audit. And after that, I got an MBA in France and Singapore, and I was working in Singapore for 9 years for an agribusiness company. And about almost 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I started studying psychology because that has been my passion. And I just, the practical side of me never, did that in college. So I took on that studies, and that got me exposed to coaching about 1.5 years ago. And I got trained and now a certified coach with Coaches Training Institute. So I'm a CPCC, Certified Professional Coactive Coach, as well as a ACC or Associate Certified Coach with the ICF, the International Coaching Federation. So that's what I do now. I coach clients. My specialty is really getting clients to live the life that they really want to live. I think a lot of us are held back, me included, because I went through that journey. So that's why I'm passionate in helping clients to do that, is to eliminate some of these limitations that we have in our head. And really living, so I was living life really, I lived a good life, but a lot of times I felt like I was, trying to meet other people's expectations or living in this box of what I should do or these rules to follow, and not really asking myself deep in my heart, what is it that I want? So coaching is really something that got me to this place where I now know better who I am, what I want, and really allowed me to confront a lot of my fears and thereby overcome them. And now living truly the life that I've always wanted to live. So I know that may be a long answer, but that's a bit about me.
Fantastic. There's no right or wrong, long or short answer. We just want to be able to have you share from your heart your own personal journey, your experience, your vantage point of what it means to, like you said, live the life that you desire, to use your gifts, your natural gifts and your talents and all your life experiences to contribute to the world, to your community, and to society as a whole. So on that note, the next question I have for you is, where in your life have you experienced love, empathy, compassion, leadership above and beyond what you would consider normal to help you become the woman that you are today and shift you into this new profound way of thinking?
Well, there have been so many life-changing experiences for me. And it's difficult to pick, but I'll pick one that is probably one of my earliest, which is, so before I moved to the US, I also lived in Germany for 2 years. This is between when I was 10 and 12. And I didn't speak any German when I moved there. And I was in Germany, at that time at least, it wasn't very diverse. Basically, I was the only non-German kid in the entire school. And this is in the first school that I went to. And not knowing any German and, not feeling like I really fit in. But there was this teacher. He was our religion teacher. His name is Herr Brück. And so he basically would take me out when the rest of the kids were having their regular German class. He would take me out and give me private German lessons. And that, to me, it was profound because I felt like it was just something so nice that he did. He didn't have to do it. I don't know, maybe the school told him to do it, but I don't think so. I think, they never even had anyone like me. It was a complete exception that there was just this new kid that didn't speak German. And he felt that he wanted to give me private lessons. And that was very life-changing for me because, well, one, I learned German and it helped me to fit in better, but also the other was he saw the potential in me. Because after about giving me lessons for 6 months to 8 months, he even came to talk to my parents, and I think maybe my parents invited him to dinner, and he said, you know, your kid is really smart, and even though she may not speak perfect German yet, but she's progressing really well, and I think she needs to go to a better school. So in Germany, the school system is, so after 4th grade, they already separate you in 3 different levels. The first level is for kids who don't go to college, so they stop at 9th grade and go to some kind of vocation. And then that's Hauptschule. And then the second is Realschule, which is after 9th grade, you move on to some more studying, but still not college. And then the next level is Gymnasium, which is the kids kind of normal, the US, you finish high school, you go on to university. And the school I went to is kind of a mix of all of these 3, so it's definitely not the best. So he said, well, I think your kid should go to Gymnasium, the highest level, because she's definitely got, the smarts and she's hardworking. And so in the end, long story short, he ended up going to the Gymnasium that was in town with my parents, with me, and convinced that Gymnasium to take me in, even though that was also an exception for them because they had never had a kid that didn't speak German. And the principal at that school was a little bit concerned about my German level, but Herr Brück was like, no, she can do this. She learned so much over this last 8 months, and she can definitely take on the curriculum here in Gymnasium. So, and I was 10 years old, 11 years old. And this is really stuck with me, how just selfless he was, and really, and I think also the fact that he saw me, he believed in me, and did something above and beyond to do something, to realize the potential of this kid that he saw. And I guess it impacts me, and I think about it, and it's not something that I think about all the time, but now that I connected with the work that I do, my passion is to unleash the potential in people, get people to live a better life, to realize the possibilities. And so I guess, that book was probably the first seed that was planted in me of how someone can do that.
I got goosebumps when you were talking about that, because it really feeds into the next question, is when you think of a community builder, when you think of a conscious leader and someone who goes above and beyond to take care of others beyond themselves, the question is, are there characteristics that come to mind? And in your world of leadership, because you now develop leaders into better leaders, what are some of the overarching attributes, the consistent attributes that show up every time when you think about a change agent or a community champion?
For me, love is number one. Just love for the cause, for people, and love in yourself. I truly believe that anyone who can help others needs to help themselves first. You need to have a profound amount of love for yourself before you can truly give and love others. So that's, for me, number one. And then the other is passion. You really have to care about the cause. And it's determination to do something about your passion, to really give love even when it's hard. Keep going even when it's hard, not to give up. So I would say love, passion, and determination.
Right. And are there causes or initiatives or movements that you really care about, that you're contributing your gifts and your talents and your life lessons to today?
Well, the latest passion that I have, or cause that I have, is in the area of plant and animal medicine. And others might also call it psychedelics, which are basically substances that exist in nature, plants that can help us elevate our level of consciousness, get us into an altered state of consciousness, and help us realize things that we wouldn't be able to on our own. And I'm passionate about that because, one, I've seen the benefits of these plants and these animals. I spent some time in the Amazon jungle in Peru. This is in November last year. And that was my first experience there. But I had such a profound experience. Until that point, I had done many, many years of self-work, personal development through kind of the more traditional means. I was reading a lot, doing meditation, even went on, 10-day meditation retreats, going to workshops like with Tony Robbins. What else? I study psychology, I'm getting a doctor of psychology, did process group, got coaching. So a lot of these means of traditional ways of, developing yourself, getting a deeper understanding of yourself. And I thought I got to a pretty good level until I went to the jungle and I got to experience nature at its truest form, as the most primitive form, and got in touch with these plants, specifically ayahuasca, San Pedro, these being the plant medicines, and then kambo, which is this Amazonian frog, being the animal medicine. And after those 7 days, I had this most profound experience, and I just said, wow, these are substances that exist in nature, and we can actually use them to help us to grow. So I don't believe that they are the panacea or, they're the cure-all, but I do believe they're tools that, the universe has given to us, God or whoever you believe in has given to us to show us something more, something greater. And so that's why I felt compelled to complement these plant and animal medicines with my coaching. So now I've started a retreat in the Amazon jungle. I had the first one in January, brought in a few participants who are also passionate about personal development and using some alternative means in addition to workshops. And it went really well. We had a couple days of workshops where you get deep into yourself and get an understanding of different aspects of your life, and also get an understanding of what kind of intention you want to set. And so this is kind of the foundational work. And then we go into the medicines using kambo, ayahuasca, San Pedro, and also being in nature. We go to the tribes, go to a monkey island, go actually look for the kambo frog in the jungle itself. And having this holistic, and doing yoga and meditation and eating healthy food. And so using all of this as a holistic way to transform people. And so that's really my latest passion and cause that I believe in is this holistic, integrative approach. That's my biggest belief, is that not one method is the best to transform people. I really do believe it needs to be an integrated method. And I've developed this approach through the work that I have done. I've through the experiences that I've had, experiments that I have done on myself, and said which one works for me, which one maybe not so much, and integrating the approaches that have worked for me to develop a program for others. So yeah, and I'm now also involved in a psychedelics community here in LA. I've just gotten back here. My parents are living here, so I think that's probably where I will be spending the majority of my time, between LA and Peru, because I'm still very much passionate about bringing the people in the US or wherever and from the Western world to where these plants and where they come from, and Peru being the place that I got really connected to. Yeah, so that's a long answer to your short question.
So when you think about your journey, and especially because you've traveled all over the world and you've seen things, you've met people from all different walks of life, and the journey of life is not easy. It's ups and downs. There's beauty in it. There's pain in it. Is there a philosophy that you've collected along the way, or that just kind of came with you, embedded in you, a philosophy, a mantra, a quote that helps you to center self and move forward in a positive way when things are not so pretty and easy?
Mm. One of my favorite quotes is, everything you can imagine is real. I really believe that our imagination is so profound. Our consciousness is so profound. There's so much about it that we don't know. There are so many mysteries in this world. And this is by Pablo Picasso. And these plans really help me to comprehend these words even more. I really do think that sometimes we can have a hard day, or think that we can't go on. But our mind is a tool that we can use to help us get over those hard days by imagining something beautiful, by imagining the future that is better than what we have now. And that giving you the energy and the drive to go forward. Mm-hmm. So that's one. And then the other is Marianne Williamson, which is someone I highly admire. She's probably one of the first women to write about these causes for women, and really getting women to feel more empowered and believe in themselves more. And she has this quote that says, "Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure." So, and that's what I believe in myself, and I believe in all my clients. When I see them as, in my coaching, we call it people are naturally creative, resourceful, and whole, which means, they have wisdom beyond measure, they're powerful beyond measure. And sometimes all that power is buried by all these layers of what other people tell you, what society tells you, by some trauma that in the past, and you don't see this power. And but we all have it deep inside us, and that's why I'm passionate to help unleash the power that is within all of us.
So, Kristina, what does a better world look like through your eyes then, having said all that?
Yeah, wow, that's a good question. A better world to me, I keep thinking about this word consciousness, human consciousness, is a world where we're all more conscious. And what does that mean? We can say, oh yeah, we're conscious, we're awake. we know that we exist. I'm talking about consciousness is in more compassionate, more love for yourself and for others, and not be driven by our primitive brain, this 2 million year old brain, which is all about survival. It's all about, is it going to eat me or am I going to eat it? And constantly being on this amygdala, which is this part of your brain that gives you that alert of either fight, flight, or freeze. And I think a lot of the world is still living in that way, of living in fear, because when you're in fight, flight, or freeze mode, that's fear driving you. And granted, there is a lot of things that we need to be afraid of or pay caution to, because it's necessary. You don't want to be walking late at night at 3 a.m. in a dangerous place. I mean, these cautions we need to take, but a lot of times I think we also use that in our personal lives, in our professional lives, to let fear drive our decisions and actions. Mm-hmm. And I would love to see a world where we're not doing that anymore, where we're making decisions out of love, out of compassion. And and just have that. Yeah, that's it. I mean, more love, really retrieve down deep into ourselves, because I really do think love is what we're all made of. And when we let love drive our decisions and actions, that to me is a more conscious place in this world and a better world.
I would love to see that as well. I really would. So how can our audience learn more about you, connect with you, and get a sense of the work that you're doing in the world?
Yeah, so I have a website, which is KristinaLiu.com, just my first name, last name.com. I also have a Facebook page, so basically Facebook/Coach K Liu. And then I'm also on Instagram. My personal account is Kristina Liu 719. And I also have a business coaching account, which is Coach K Liu.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, these are probably the best ways to
Wonderful.
reach out to me. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your contributions today. They were insightful, really gave us some new ways of appreciating leadership, appreciating our health and wellness, appreciating our level, raising our level of consciousness. So thank you.
Thank you, Molly. It was truly my pleasure. And thank you a lot for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to talk about what's important to me and what I'm passionate about. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening and for your great questions.
You're welcome. For those that are watching, thank you again for following us on this journey as we highlight some incredible souls doing interesting, fascinating, empowering things for their communities. Please remember to nominate yourself and those in your community that's making a huge imprint in society, and visit us at nebula.soarcommunitynetwork.com. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.